Developer preview. Cross-faction instances. Hold the phone, ladies and gentlemen. Hold the phone. Hold the phone, baby. Development preview cross-faction instances. For years now, many players have questioned whether there are rules restricting communication and cooperation between Alliance and Horde needs to be absolute. The faction divide could keep close friends from playing together or cause players to feel their faction leaves them with far fewer options to pursue their favorite group content, but these downsides have long been justified in order to preserve a central element of the Warcraft universe. It all began with a game titled Warcraft, Orcs and Humans, right? But to quote a one-time war chief and Horde, times change. Okay. I'm pleased to announce that we are working on adding the ability for Alliance and Horde players to form pre-made parties together for dungeons, raids, and rated PvP. There have been 2 decades worth of code and content crafted with the assumption that these parties can only have players of a single faction. That's sick, man. This is such a good... This is awesome. There's been no... I swear, even for like lore purposes, it feels like this is like kind of outdated, or it has been outdated. This is amazing. This is amazing. I'm going Alliance, bro. I'm going Alliance! I'm gonna be a Void Elf! This is great! Attorneys end content and said we are planning to test and release it as part of the subsequent 925 update. We're eager to hear your feedback and details. I love it. This is amazing. In crafting the rule set for this new feature, we're guided by 2 goals. Focus on organized instance gameplay. Dungeons, raids, and rated PvP have been the center of the most compelling arguments for relaxing the faction divide. This is a content that by definition requires a pre-made group, and thus social barriers will have the greatest negative impact on people's ability to access these experiences on their preferred teams. Make this an opt-in feature as much as possible. In terms of in-world fiction and player preferences, there are decades of animosity to overcome. There's really not. Nobody cares anymore, man. Nobody cares. While we're excited to offer players the choice to reach across the faction divide and cooperate to overcome common foes, we know that there are many who will react willingly to this change, and we don't want to override those preferences. It's about increasing options for players. These guidelines led us to the following system. Players will be able to directly invite members of the opposite faction to a party if you have a battle tag or real ID friendship, or if you are members of the cross-faction WoW community. Pre-made groups in the group finder listing for Mythic Dungeons, raids, or rated arena will be open to applicants of both factions, though the group leader may choose to restrict the listing to same factions applicants. What? Really? We're gonna have in-game discrimination? That's hilarious. I'm sorry, this is a Horde-only group. We could probably get a tank if we, you know, put Alliance. I'm not playing with Alliance. F those guys. What? That's hilarious, dude. I'm actually really surprised that they did. You can literally choose to just, I'm not playing with Alliance. Screw those guys. Are we gonna be able to, yeah, we're not, I don't want to play with pandas. Choose which in-game races you'd like to play with. I don't want to play with a panda. Forget that. Anyways, guilds remained single factions, and random matchmade activities like heroic dungeons, skirmishes, and random battlegrounds will all remain same faction. Once in a party together, members of the opposite faction will remain unfriendly while in the outdoor world and fully hostile in war mode as they do today, though they will be able to communicate through party chat upon entering a dungeon, raid, or rated PvP match. However, all members will be friendly and able to assist each other in combat, trade loot, earn shared achievement, and otherwise fully cooperate the same way members of the same faction have always been able to. A major goal in announcing this feature in advance is to make sure we're capturing all the expectations and requirements for this to be a smooth experience. A group rating, doing Mythic Plus keys, or chasing higher PP rating should be able to operate seamlessly, whether they're same faction or cross faction. This is so good, man. This is so good. The functionality will also apply to legacy instances and is available to, at all levels. Though there will be several older instances that cross-faction parties cannot enter, at least for now. Battle of Dazzle Door, Twilight Crusader, Icecrown Citadel, and a handful of others that similarly have extensive faction-specific components that will be able to be reworked. Okay. I'm sure there will be one cutoff for rank 1, for sure. There are likely those who have read this far with some unease. Nope, not me. I'm not uneasy about it even in the slightest. Worried that this is chipping away at the foundational principle of Warcraft. Nope, I don't worry about that. At BlizzCon 2019, when an attendee asked about cross-faction play, we responded at that time, Alliance and Horde separation is a pillar of what makes Warcraft Warcraft, but upon reflection, that is an oversimplification. Alliance and Horde identity is what is fundamental to Warcraft. And while at times the identity has been one division and open conflict, we've seen Alliance and Horde finding common ground and working together ever since Warcraft 3. And the instance of cooperation in World of Warcraft itself is too numerous to count. We're hopeful that these changes will serve to actually strengthen faction identity by allowing more players to play the faction whose values, aesthetic, and characters they find more compelling, rather than feeling forced to choose between their personal preference and the ability to play with friends. Yes! I don't even want to be an orc. I don't want to be an orc. Orcs suck. Okay? I don't want to be an orc. I want to play something else. I want to be a void elf, you know? I want to be a void elf, but I haven't been able to. Void elf is so good. Yeah, I've been wanting to play void elf forever, and now I finally can. And I can play with my friends. Yeah! Following the events for Battle of Azeroth, the Alliance and Horde are poised in an uneasy armistice. The factions still stand apart, and even as some of their leaders cooperate in Shadowlands, countless members of each faction will either forgive nor forget the wartime efforts. For every Jaina, there is a Gen. What's Gen? And that seems unlikely to change anytime soon, but why shouldn't players be able to make that choice for themselves? Gen. Oh, okay. Especially in cooperative settings where the story revolves around coming together. 0 comments. I want to make a comment. How do I make a comment? I want to say that I like this. Reply. I'm so happy. This is an amazing change. I'm so thankful that the World of Warcraft community is coming together. Orcs and humans can finally be friends. There we go. Van, you're still typing like Sangmin? Oh, whoops. I should put the name. I'm ready. Ready. Going Void Elf. Insta. Yeah, that's such a good change, man. What a crazy change.